Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of #Anime Talk. This is episode 52. I'm your host, Mr. Lynden Burton, joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Chrissa SJE. But today we are joined by a guest host. We extended the panel, and we're joined by. Do you want me to call you by your name or your pod? Like, because on Twitter it's your podcast name.
You can call me, my name, my podcast, anything you want.
Okay, well, we're joined by Mr. Peter McGinn. Peter, tell the people a little bit about yourself, what podcast you host, and just tell them about yourself so they can understand why you're on Anime Talk.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Peter. I host an anime podcast out of Minneapolis, Minnesota called What Do You Say Anime with my co-host, Adam. And we are mostly a seasonal-based anime podcast, and we review all genres, and we try to just branch out by watching... Instead of a few shows, we watch like 15 shows a season, so we try to diverse ourselves in that. And we've been in production for about a year, and starting now, we're going to be doing podcasts instead of bi-weekly, once a week. So we're going to be switching up some things during our podcast. Lynn was gracious enough to join me on one of our Anime Jeopardy episodes, so we're just doing some stuff where we're trying to showcase essentially the anime podcast scene, what's out there, because there's a lot of really good talent and a lot of interesting ideas that people do. So trying to just branch out with the different like podcast personalities inside the community and get to know each other, and that way everybody can get a little taste of everything. Because I think there's a lot of talent out there that people don't know about, and luckily that me and Lynn have been connected through Facebook and then Twitter, and then graciously enough came onto our podcast and we got to know each other. And now just through like Twitter and stuff, I know some of the people through his podcast, and he kind of knows a little bit through mine, and this is a great little network we got set up.
No, 100%, and I really enjoyed Anime Jeopardy. Low-key, I came back, man. I had a huge comeback that game, and almost took it.
You were pretty close.
So short, but I would, like we talked about on the show, whenever you do a shonen one, I would love to come back, but super glad to have you, Peter. Let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Chrissa SJE. Chrissa rocking the Anime Talk mask. How you doing, Chrissa?
Man, I'm feeling germ-free, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here just kicking it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I've been reading a lot of manga lately, you know what I'm saying? Just been kicking it, reading manga.
Same, no, 100%. Peter, before we get started, you know the show's format, so we're going to go through the news, hit questions from the fans, and then do review. But tell the people a little bit about yourself. Tell them some of your favorite anime, just so they can get a little taste of who Peter is.
Oh, absolutely. And we actually just did our 1 year anniversary episode. And with that, we tried to, like you said, get to know who we are a little bit more. So I did my top 10 animes of all time. So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my favorite. I'm hoping Chrissa jumps on the bandwagon and sees it for what it really is, as the best anime ever made. And then since I try to shine a little bit away from just shonen, my second favorite anime of all time is called Toradora, which is a rom-com. So I like my genres and tastes are all over the place, and a little about me, I guess, just a normal adult dude who just likes watching anime.
100%. No, look, man, Chris has come around on Full Metal, because before he wasn't about it. Now he thinks he understands why it's in people's top. Chris, are you done yet?
Yeah, I finished it I want to say last week. You know what I'm saying? But
what'd you think?
I'm mad I slept on it for as long as I slept on it. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful work of art. Once you get to the end stretch, everything just ties together perfectly. It was beautiful. The second to last episode, when I watched it, I thought it was the last episode, so I was like, man, that was good as hell. And then I realized I didn't finish it. I had that one more episode to go. And when I finished it, I didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? But I was close.
Ooh,
it was everybody hit some tear jerkers, bro.
That's how I know it affected you.
It was a classic. I understand why people have it, and I understand why it's your favorite anime, because that shit hit. It hit hard.
Did you watch it in sub or dub?
I did watch the dub.
Yes,
I watched it with subtitles, but I watched it the subtitles were different than the dub, but I enjoyed it.
I'm a hardcore sub guy, but that's one of the animes where I absolutely recommend the dub. I think the dub is fantastic for Full Metal.
That's why I'm one of those guys. I love sub and I love dub as well. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand a good sub being better than dub. A lot of dubs messed up a lot of my favorite anime because just the sub, the original voice was so iconic that when I hear the dub, I'm like, y'all didn't get it. Y'all didn't get it right. But I'm not gonna lie, there's some iconic dubs, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is one of them. I always say Yu Yu Hakusho is one of them. They got a bunch, you know what I'm saying? They got there's more, I will say there's more great sub than great dub.
Oh, 100%. But I think the ones that accomplish the dub, it goes back to what we always say, Chris, how they take themselves, they don't treat the source material as, because we have children in the show, we don't make it where it's kid-fied, where like American cartoon style. That's how a lot of dubs do it. When you take the source material serious and treat it like, for example, the new Mortal Kombat animated movie, or if you take it like how DC takes their animated stuff, if you take it serious and treat it like just a normal work of fiction instead of treating it like how we treat American cartoons, then you'll see more results like a Full Metal, like a Yu Yu Hakusho, like a Cowboy Bebop. Those are the great dubs for a reason. But man, I'm so happy you got through Full Metal. It is just amazing. That show, the way they tie politics to mystery and thriller, and then get into the philosophical aspects of it. Everything is great. My only critique is the fights aren't that great.
I'm not gonna lie, the fights are great. They just don't have a lot of them. Like when you get to the end, every single fight, that's like the climax, all those fights hit super hard. You know what I'm saying? But before that, you got some good fights, but it was more about driving the story home until you get to the end when you get this big rollout of a bunch of fights back to back.
100%. Where do you think it lands for you? I don't want to get a rank, but just is it top 15, top 10?
It's top 10 for sure. Like it booted up into my top 10. So that's
saying something.
Yeah, something got to get booted out. Like when I go back and if I actually structure my top 10 and see, I don't know exactly where it would be in there, but something got to go because that's top 10 material for sure.
Hell yeah, 100%. Well, let's get into the news. Let's start the show. The first topic, Viz confirmed on Friday that Rumiko Takashi's Inyuasha franchise is inspiring a new anime spinoff titled Yashimi, Princess Half Demon. So it's going to be based on the kids of Inyuasha and Shishomaru. I'll start with Peter because he's the guest. Peter, what do you think about this news? Are you excited? Are you an Inyuasha fan? Does this tickle your fancy?
Okay, so this is for somebody who hosts an anime podcast. I'm really lacking on the classics, so I actually have not seen Inyuasha, and I know I try to make it up. I see a lot of the newer stuff.
Yeah, you see a lot. You watch a lot of stuff.
I watch the newer stuff, but I'm slacking on the classics. So right now I'm almost done with Yu Yu Hakusho. Absolutely love it. So there's a couple of shows that are in my like backlog for when I'm done with Yu Yu Hakusho that I'm watching. Because I can only watch so many of those type of shows at once, the long formed ones. But yeah. I know this is a huge deal. When I saw it on Twitter, it blew up. So I'm like, oh, this is some real shit. So I'm excited. I mean, I will watch Inyuasha before the sequel comes out because I know I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about Inyuasha other than like a few like minor nitpicky things. But for most people, they consider it a classic.
It is 100% a classic, but I'm one of those people that just I can't.
I don't know where to point, but
behind. Yeah, I am that guy. I am the one that does not like Inyuasha. So, Chris, I'm gonna toss it to you, brother. Does this excite you? Are you gonna be up in watching the spinoff?
Bro, I remember it didn't hit as hard as other announcements hit on Twitter, but for me personally, it felt like it broke the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I woke up and logged into that, I was like, oh my God, new Inuyasha's coming back.
Yeah, you messaged me immediately.
Like the promotion, bro, as soon as I seen it, like I sent that to you and then I sent it to the group chat with my bro Fade because he's like, me and him both grew up on Inuyasha. Like we were both watching that every night. Well, not every night, but every Saturday night, Adult Swim, whenever it would come on. And I fucked with the final act recently. I didn't finish it, but I watched it. I didn't even know they had like a whole other chapter because all I'd ever seen was on Adult Swim. Like before Toonami, when they were just doing the Saturday night blocks, Adult Swim with like Cowboy Bebop and shit. But definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing this. It looks like they're dealing with it's dealing with a lot of their kids. Like they say, Shishomaru's about to have kids in there. Like
and Inyuasha. Who did Shishomaru have kids with? Because if I remember, that dude was a douche.
That dude was an asshole. But at the end of the day, at the end of the series, he came off as like he got some character development. He grew into being more accepting. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, I remember they had that tweet go viral. It was like a clip of Kagome calling him her brother or some shit like that, and he was like, "Ooh, I want to kill you right now, but I'm gonna chill out." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chill out of respect.
So will I have to watch this to get ready for the spinoff? Will I have to rewatch Inyuasha to get ready for the spinoff? Is this something me and you are going to talk about?
Now, see, I'm not 100% sure how caught up. I'm not saying like, you know how people watch Dragon Ball Z, haven't seen Dragon Ball?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm not 100% sure how much the story is going to tie in, because it seems like one of those Boruto kind of deals where you're getting like a story of the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't even know what kind of role Inuyasha and Sesshomaru are going to be playing in this. It just seems like it's going to be like what happens in the future of that. Yeah, the next generation Inuyasha, what happens in the future of that world. And I'm down for that, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. One of the biggest things I loved about Inuyasha back in the day was just like art style, the whole aesthetic of it, and just the world that they built, like in the demon world, parallel to the human world. I just loved it. I love those feels. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some old feudal Japan shit.
100%. Well, shout out to all the Inyuasha fans. Bleach fans had their moment. Now you guys have your moment. It's coming back with a spinoff. Good for you guys. The next story we have is Kimetsu no Yaiba, Tanjiro to Nezuko is coming out. It's the new novel of the series. It will adapt the original story to a novel. It will be illustrated and written by Gotuje, or the mangaka. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. It's scheduled for release on June 26th. To me, this is clean up work. This is clean up for the fact that the manga did not finish well. I'm going to start with you, Chrissa, because this is your Demon Slayer stan. Does this novel excite you?
I feel like Twitter hates me for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Demon Slayer stan. I'm going to buy it, not to read it, but just so it collects dust on my shelf. You know what I'm saying? Just to have it as a part of the collection and just support the mangaka and support the series. But at the end of the day, I don't even think they dive too deep, like aside from the title saying what it's going to be about. It's going to be about like some Nezuko shit, but I wonder how deep it's going to run. Like, how is it going to like really be just like a cover up for everything that the manga didn't cover? Is it going to be like what the mangaka wanted to do with the ending of it, with the Nezuko character kind of development at the end? Because it was very rushed, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They zoomed past that end. Like, I didn't think it was going to come to like a screeching halt like it has. I'm not as mad at it as I could be, you know what I'm saying? Especially being that I champion, Demon Slayer super high. But I'm not gonna be one of the people that reads the novel, but I do hope that they use it as source material when they get to that arc in the anime, to where you know how I don't think we're gonna be getting too much filler as far as anime wise in Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that once we get there, it'll tie some ends to where they don't just have the manga source material to go off of. Because I know
kind of like what we're hoping for Bleach with the 1,000-year Blood War arc that's coming to the anime. I know a lot of fans are hoping they expound on some of the fights, some of the battles that happened and that the manga didn't necessarily cover. I'm gonna come back to you because I have something I want to bring up. But Peter, what's your thoughts on this book coming? Do you feel like this is clean up? Is it something that excites you? Talk to me about it.
Well, I'm not the biggest. I do read some manga, but when it comes to novels, it's just not my thing. But it would be interesting to see if they do clean up, because I know the manga has just been an absolute hot mess for the last, I don't know, few months.
Yeah, it'll
be really interesting to see if they add some ties to some loose strings that maybe the manga couldn't adapt. And just because I know, I don't know if you guys are like big fans of SAO, but SAO kind of did the same thing where they have SAO Progressive, where they kind of just like went back and like reworked the story, and it's like, oh, this is actually really great now. So maybe they'll clean up some like loose ends and stuff like that with what they missed from the manga, because the manga can only have so much context in those panels, where in a novel you can, I mean, it's thousands of words, so you're probably gonna get a lot more descriptions of a bunch of just random things that happen throughout the story.
And that's going to be cool. I think that'll be necessary. I think I'll read it if I hear about some cleanup jobs in that sort of realm. I just think it's interesting, man, that this is an announcement when they're not even really announcing the end of the series. They're just letting it in, where Promised Neverland, they're about to have this big, grandiose, special Shonen Jump announced for the big ending, whereas Demon Slayer's ending next week, and there's no big, grandiose announcement. Chrissa, how do you feel about that?
I'm looking at this like, you remember how we had a discussion like last week about how I'm feeling like the only reason why Demon Slayer is ending rushed like it is because it was announced that she was dealing with some COVID related issues with her, you know what I'm saying, her family. She had to like drop out, take care of some family first kind of issues. And I'm looking at the whole rushed end of Demon Slayer as just like Shonen Jump trying to crack the whip and her being like, hey, look, I'm just gonna quit this shit before I let y'all kind of tell me what I gotta do. And Shonen Jump. You know how they are. You know they're not about to just like with them sales going crazy like that.
Yeah.
They're not just about to be like, oh yeah, just you know what I'm saying, just quit. You know what I'm saying?
Now
like,
let me do my counter because I told you over text that I was gonna make the counter. We all and Peter, you can jump in on this whenever. We all know how Shonen Jump is very structured, how they crank out stuff, how they're known for that. But I can't give Goduje a pass because Togashi was sick, super, super ill. He went on hiatus, but the quality never dipped. We've seen other mangaka be ill, have issues, things come up. Their quality never dipped with the rush schedule. I get that she was going through some stuff, but instead of making your quality dip, just delay it. That's my thoughts.
And that's my big thing, right? Like I just look at it like, because with Togashi, he's allowed to go on hiatus. I feel like not too many, like One Piece, Oda can go on a hiatus whenever he kind of feels because he's the GOAT. Like not saying he tells Shonen Jump when he's going to move, but they kind of trust him to kind of do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, like he's been running this shit for like 10 plus years strong. Like number one.
Homie passed up Spider-Man. Like, let's be real. Spider-Man's had different authors, different story arcs. This is one continuous arc, and it's third among all comics of all time. Peter, how do you feel? Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying I look at it like Oda. You know, he's given his. He could take breaks whenever he feels like it. Togashi, he's done Yu Yu Hakusho, he's done Hunter x Hunter for years. He's been a breadwinner in the Shonen Jump house, you know what I'm saying? And plus, he has real health issues. So I feel like Shonen Jump, they would be assholes to be like, nah, you better keep cranking out these chapters. Togashi's like, dude, just let me get a couple months off. I'll give you like 10, 15, however many chapters he drops at a time. He's like, I'll give you that. Then I'm going to go back on hiatus and take a while to do it. And he's even struggling with that because not saying the quality dip, the story's still there, but it's kind of a meme on Twitter as how he's like, the pages are nothing but words now. He's like barely putting any art on them. It's like buku blocks full of words. It's like one panel with actual pictures on it in the whole page. And it did that for like 4 pages. Everybody was like, dude, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? We understand you getting a lot of exposition off, but with her, I feel like at a job, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if your boss starts telling you to do too much stuff and you told your boss, hey, look, I need to do this, I need to handle this, I need to go on hiatus or whatever, and you're not a Togashi, you're not an Oda, you're a breadwinner right now, but you can get axed whenever. Like Bleach was getting axed, like people was getting axed left and right. Shit that was doing well to a certain extent. If you wasn't doing what they thought you should be doing, they axed you. The only people that are kind of untouchable is like the OGs, like Oda, Toriyama, Kishimoto.
And even Kishimoto got cut, yeah. Facts.
But I'm looking at it like they're telling her, this is what you got to do. We're your boss. You listen to us or you got to go. And she's probably like, dude, I'm a dip. Like, she's like, I don't got to be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the GOAT because I did this. I can sign with Shonen Gangan or Square Enix, whoever does, the Full Metal Alchemist Soul Eater line. I could go to any other manga. Like, I don't want to say Demon Slayer's her only Shonen Jump, you know what I'm saying? Manga or whatever. I know she has other manga, but I don't know who that's with. But at the same time, she probably just was like, deuces, bro, I'll go somewhere else. And I feel like this is a part of Shonen Jump letting her do that. He's like, okay, you can end the manga. Or they're like, okay, you can end the manga, but you got to give us a couple novels to tie shit together. You can't just end shit like that. We'll give you a little bit of leeway with the manga. You won't have to come up with a chapter every week like you're doing, just give us a book every once in a while just to kind of tie up some loose ends so we could do something with this manga because that's a breadwinner for them right now.
Peter, how do you feel about all this?
I feel like this is one of those things where there's something else going on that we just don't know about that we're going to find out like a month down the road. Like, sure, it was like maybe health related, but there's also something else that they had disagreement on. And maybe it's just like a legal thing that they just can't disclose it. But I kind of agree with Chrissa. It's just because I know that Black Clover was running into something of a similar issue, and the manga even like tweeted out that he's like, hey, I'm going to make more for you. Like, I think there is pressure on these mangakas, especially in this time and age where like manga is, like especially during COVID, is like their sales are blowing up. I think it was either literally today that Demon Slayer hit 80 million copies. So it's like there is a huge need to continue producing these high quality content. And if they're not going to get it from her, that they're just going to try rolling the dice with somebody else, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think they announced today that a brand new serialization for Shonen Jump was going to start like this Sunday. So I forgot what it's called off the top of my head, but like it seems like if a show's dropping, they got something like right behind, like either you're with us or you're out of here type of thing. I want to picture the light of like Shonen Jump being like this good company, but they seem like they're a little cutthroat.
No,
based off like your examples from like great mangaka, just like, nope, you're done.
No, they 100% are cutthroat. And it's, to me, because I agree with what y'all are saying. I'm from the devil's advocate side, looking at it from the Shonen Jump side. It's like, all right, look, we pay, like, we get, and also I feel like where the Promised Neverland mangakas, they made it to where, and I don't know if this is in their contracts, but the person who wrote it stated multiple times that, like, we told Shonen Jump, when this thing is over, it's over. We're not doing anything more. And I don't know if the Demon Slayer mangaka had that same agreement, had that same structure, had that same contract. And when the sales started going up, Shonen Jump was like, we got to keep this. But it seemed like she had a set story, because it's like, okay, and I was talking about this with some people on Twitter. It's like, you set up the fact that Muzan is the start of the demons. You set up that this whole organization is built to defeat Muzan and the demons he's created. With Muzan being gone, there's no need for the Demon Slayer Corps to exist. There's no need for, Nezuko's a human. There's no need for that side story. So all loose ends are tied. It's just, there's no place to go. And I get why, if she has nothing else, she wants to end it. But it's like things to get from the arc after the Mist arc, from the Pillar training to the end, there's a lot of holes and gaps in care. Like, for example, we didn't know what Zenitsu and Inosuke were doing until they popped up at the end for it was weeks where they were just, who knows where they're at, what's going on. And it's like, there's small things, like in Nezuko as well, she was just chilling. We didn't see her till she popped up and was like, oh, half my face is good, half my face is not. And it's like, okay, what the hell was she doing? So I see why this novel can be important. It's just, man, I hate having to rely on novelizations to get to clear up things, but I get why it's necessary.
Yep.
So 100%.
I know for sure. I ain't reading that shit. I'm gonna wait until they adapt it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the Itachi novels and the Kakashi novel, but that's not because I read it. That's because they adapted it into Naruto filler. I was like, okay, this is Gucci. Like I'm liking this. It's technically canon, but it's just not manga canon. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But
and that's like the Ace novel. I'm not reading that. I'm gonna wait till Boichi draws it.
Exactly. I'm hyped for the Boichi kind of remix of it, or the Boichi adaptation of it. But at the same time, the novels are just there for that, to give source material for whoever wants to do something in the future.
And I think it'll be used in the anime, like you said. I don't think we'll see any manga content, but I think when they get to that point in the anime, whether they do movie or whatever, I think they'll expand on it using the novel. Word up. All right, well, the next thing we have is Crunchyroll has the webtoon partnership where they have a couple, but Netflix has announced that they have a webtoon that they're adapting of their own called Sweet Home. It's a 5-star read about a boy battling a world that has turned monstrous with greed. And reportedly, Netflix is investing $2.4 million per episode in producing the series, making it one of the highest paid animation productions in a while. And it's interesting because I read like the first 3 to 4 chapters of the manga, and not a lot of action, a lot of story. It was interesting, but it's just the cover shows a kid with a knife and seeing like some ghouls behind him. So I'm very interested to see where the story goes from here and how it works. Chrissa, are you excited for this Netflix announcement?
Oh yeah, I'm one of those people. I think I said this last episode. I'm one of those people who I don't really read the webtoons. Like, I'm an avid manga reader, but the format of the webtoons, it just doesn't hit
it's
like
a comic,
that good old
left to right.
It doesn't hit like that good old black and white manga page. You smell the fresh manga, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of Barnes and Noble, you feel me? The manga, it hit home like the OG format. So the webtoons is like the best way I can get it would be in an anime form, because I'm loving Tower of God. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like God of High School. And I'm just excited Netflix is getting in this game. We said that, bro. As soon as Crunchyroll, they started teasing that they were working with webtoons, we knew somebody else was going. I knew that was a game changer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like Netflix, they had some inside information. They couldn't keep up with like the 20 like Crunchyroll was doing, but they got like
they got one, and and I think they'll get more. Peter, how do you feel about this news getting more webtoons into anime form?
So this is really interesting because I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be a live action adaptation and not an animated adaptation. So that's why it was so staggering when they asked for $2.4 million per episode. It's like, that's a lot of money for like this style of show. And they're like, sure. So
interesting. See, the news I gotta go back and look. That's crazy.
It's like conflicting, but I'm almost certain it's a live action adaptation.
That is wild. I've never seen a manga get straight up. I'm not gonna lie, bro. To a certain extent, a lot of the reason why anime live actions don't work is because we got the anime to go off of. But if you're adapting a manga, it would low key be you have better chances of hitting the audience right. Because a lot of the reason why people hate Dragon Ball Evolution is because that's not. You'd rather see Dragon Ball Z animated. That's why it's so amazing, because it's animated. It's beautiful. You can't do certain things live action. But for manga, that's not like super key blast type shit. If you think that could be adapted into live action, like that would low key be a good look before anime even gets adapted, because they wouldn't have anything to go off of to hate, like animation wise. You know
it is going to be live action. So Peter, you're at 100% right. It is going to be live action. Crazy. And I'm looking at some of these panels with like the monsters they have. No wonder it has to be 2.4 million, because like I don't get how they're going to make this look. This is the same problem I have with the One Piece live action. Like how are you going to make some of this fantastical stuff look like it does in the manga? This will be interesting to see how Netflix handles this, because this will give us some insight into One Piece, because I know One Piece is going to have to cost more than 2.4 million if this is going to cost that. One Piece is going to have to get the Witcher level funding.
Yeah, I was really surprised, because when I saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure Crunchyroll has like the animation rights still with the webtoons. When I saw it, I was like, there's no way. Like, why would there like be a breach of contract? And it's like, oh, it's live adaptation. That's how they're getting around it, because there's another webtoon that's getting live adaptations called Lore Olympus, and I'm pretty sure Netflix has the right, but they haven't like announced it yet. So there's gonna be a lot of like, you'll be seeing a lot of like webtoons either getting adapted into an anime or into live action, because there's a lot of really good stories out there on webtoons.
There are, and this is great for them, because like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm loving seeing these. If you're a writer, if you are someone that loves to draw, this is the perfect time for you to make your dreams come true. Look, you make the comic, put it out, and who knows what'll happen. If people gravitate to it, if you promote it well and like it, this is the time you can get it made into an anime. And what Netflix is doing because of this, you can maybe get into a live action. So good for that webtoon and the author and everything. Solid to you guys. All right, the next thing we got, the official website for Shonen Jump magazine issued a statement on Monday that the magazine staff foresees more delays for the ongoing manga series, and manga creators are drawing manga in ways that minimize the risk of being infected with COVID, and the time required for the manga creators to draw manuscripts has therefore increased. So we're seeing delays. Oda has said himself that One Piece will still be getting it, but it'll be on delays. I'll start with you, Peter. How do you take this news? Because it's at first it was just series getting delayed, which we don't know about when they're coming back. And that was something that I said kept me sane, was the fact that, okay, we still get these mangas coming week to week, but now the mangas are getting pushed back, maybe a week break, sometimes 2 weeks break. But this is starting to really affect the anime and manga community.
I'm actually shocked that it's just not like delayed like indefinitely. That the fact that it's like, hey, we're gonna take a week break for one chapter. It's like, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. So
no, me too.
So like, props to the mangakas and everybody like going out of their way to like continue to produce content, because if it was me, I don't know if I could be doing that right now this time.
Yeah, man. And look, like we said, the shows, we don't know when we're going to get certain shows back. Like some people are saying July, some people are saying farther than that. And Food Wars just got pushed back. They only got 3 episodes out. Everything else is getting pushed back. And now at least a week, 2 week, even 3 weeks sometimes between manga chapters is okay, because that still means we're getting these chapters. Chrissa, how are you taking this news?
I'm one of the people, I read certain chapters. You know, I read Demon Slayer week by week. There are certain ones I'm be checking for weekly. Like I'm be checking for Unluck Undead or Undead Unluck. But the thing is, I'm not tripping if they take little breaks, because it's like Dragon Ball takes a whole 1 month break. They only drop once a month. You know what I'm saying? We only get one new super chapter a month. In the climax of this new crazy arc, we've seen a lot of shit go down, and we got to wait a whole month for a new one.
Thanks.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't, Toyotaro shouldn't be the only one getting the star treatment, especially right now. We need to give these people breaks. I wouldn't be mad if it was more than a week. You know what I'm saying? I'd be happy if they got, just for the sake of the mangaka, because I know how You know what I'm saying? America, we moving different for this. You know what I'm saying? We opening up the country tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, or Friday.
Friday.
I know Louisiana is Friday.
Louisiana will be open Friday.
Japan, they sitting there like, we not playing with this right now. Like they really taking that serious over there. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because the worst news I'd want to hear is my favorite mangaka
Horikoshi is sick. Oda is sick. Like, bro, we are in the climax in both My Hero and One Piece of the Wano arc, and now the invasion war arc that's going on in My Hero. I do not want to see those things get pushed back till December. Like, gosh.
And also, like with Gotage or Gotage, however you say her name, when they crack that whip too hard under pressure, it's like, any reasonable person will be like, man, family first. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't want them to push any of our favorite mangaka because, like Peter said, you seen with the Black Clover mangaka, he's kind of going through it right now. He's trying his best to keep up and everything, but this is a big world issue. So giving them as much leeway as possible, making sure the mangaka are comfortable. That's how you kind of avoid these situations where you get these rushed arcs, you get these rushed closings. So let them kind of breathe so they can create the content at their own pace so we get A1 content.
And there's a lot of good arcs going right now that you do not want to see them drop the ball on. So hopefully all of this can get worked out and everything can be okay. All right, the next topic we have is that HBO Max has listed off the anime that will be dropping on day one of the release date due to the Crunchyroll partnership. We have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the full series, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Season 1, as well as the OVA, Inspector, Keep Your Hands Off Aizuken, Rurouni Kenshin, Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Season 1 and 2, Bungo Stray Dogs, Season 1 through 3, Berserk, Season 1 and 2, Kanabari and the Iron Fortress, Kill la Kill, Your Lie in April, Erased, Kisnaver, sorry if I mispronounced that wrong, Schwartz Markin, 91 Days, The Testament of the Sister, New Dress, Roka, Brave of the Six Flowers. In addition, Hunter x Hunter and Death Note will be available on the service within 1 year after its launch, as well as G-Kid's entire Studio Ghibli film library of 21 films will be in there. Do launch. This deal marks the first time that any Studio Ghibli films will be on any streaming platforms. And so this is big. Peter, does this entice you to get HBO Max?
The Ghibli thing, that one is huge. I think that's the biggest selling point. Other than that, a lot of those shows most of them are on Netflix. So people who have HBO Max more than likely have Netflix. So I don't see them going out of the way for those shows specifically because what you listed off, you can watch for free on either Netflix or Crunchyroll.
The question is, with HBO Max getting the licenses, does that mean they will leave Netflix, or is Netflix, in the way that this anime stuff works, is like multiple places can have it?
I think it's the multiple places thing where they're not specific to, unless they sign like a specific deal with that streaming service. A lot of them are just all over the place. There's very few. Like say for instance, Inspector is a Crunchyroll produced anime, so they can do whatever they want with it. They can send it to whoever they want. So with this partnership, so you're probably going to see Tower of God on HBO Max when it's all said and done, and then God of High School afterwards. So I think the Ghibli thing is huge because it is so hard to find Ghibli films without buying like the Blu-ray or DVD.
And it's only streaming in Japan right now on Netflix. That's when everybody in America went crazy. But America, the only place you can get it is going to be HBO Max. So, like you said,
I know there's a lot of adult weebs like me who, if I had kids, this would be, I would try to force my kids to become huge anime nerds by having them watch Ghibli films. So I think this is going to be a pretty big deal to like maybe like these middle-aged like anime watchers who grew up on like Spirited Away or something. So this will be really interesting to see that.
Yep, and we can get a whole new generation watching Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, some of just the GOATs. Chrissa, how do you feel about this news? Does this entice you to get HBO Max?
Yeah, low key, I'm not gonna lie. I want to say we got HBO Max already, if I'm not mistaken, because I think that's the only thing we could watch Eastbound and Down on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, y'all have HBO Go. That's
HBO Go.
But the thing is, if you have HBO Go, I believe that they're gonna give you HBO Max and stop charging you for HBO Go. I believe that's what's gonna happen.
With that,
I could be mistaken, but I
think it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's like if you have HBO Max, you're gonna get HBO Go, or if you have HBO, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But so I think you'll have it, Chrissa. But this is cool, man. Like we saying, having these Studio Ghibli films is huge. This is gonna be dope for the culture. So shout out to HBO Max. And like Peter said with Tower of God, I believe they're waiting for the next story, which is Crunchyroll announced Wednesday that it will produce an English dub for the television adaptation of Tower of God. And it's said that Bam is being played by Johnny Young Bosch, the voice of, I believe, Ichigo. And is he the voice of Yusuke? I'm not.
No, Justin Cook. That's Yusuke.
Oh, yeah. Justin Cook. Yeah, but he's the voice of Ichigo. So this is big news. Chrissa, you're the dub guy. How do you feel about Tower of God getting a dub?
Every anime needs a good dub. You know what I'm saying? If it's a trash dub, it's going to scare people off from watching it. People not going to really get into it like they do the sub if they already have watched the sub. Because a lot of people are like, you know what I'm saying, do strictly dub. A lot of people do strictly sub. But there's a big pool of anime fans out there that watch sub, especially with the new series that are just coming out. But when they rewatch a lot of series or they watch anime while folding clothes or multitasking, they like to hear a dub. But if it's a trash dub, it's just going to throw them all the way off. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to watch the dub at all or watch the anime as much. You know what I'm saying? But,
and I think this is what's going to go on HBO Max. I don't think HBO Max
is too.
I don't think they're going to put the sub version of Tower of God. I think they're going to put this dub version. I think this might be one of the main reasons why Crunchyroll is making it. But like we were saying earlier, I feel that Crunchyroll knows the content they have. So I feel like they're going to take this dub super, super serious and make sure they do a good job. Peter, how do you feel about this news of Tower of God getting a dub?
I only wish that Christopher Sabat was playing Rock because he does Kuwabara and Yu Yu Hakusho, and those two characters are very similar.
Yeah.
So if Chris was Rock, I think it would have been. I would already like drop the sub because the lineup for the dub is unbelievable. I think episode 1 dropped like, I don't know, 3 hours ago or something like that.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm planning on watching the first episode of the dub probably after this recording.
Oh, that's why I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah, I thought it was
peeping that out.
I knew it's dropped because it's going to drop every Wednesday. Oh, yeah, May 13th. That's today. Oh, okay, real. Yeah, dope. I might have to check that out after this.
I don't know what day it is anymore, so I'm in the same boat as you.
Awesome. Well, super, super dope. So for all the dub watchers out there who are waiting, like, nah, I'm not starting Tower of God till they have a dub. Peter, I know you know this because we're in the same Facebook anime friend group. There's a lot of people in that group that won't watch an anime unless it has a dub. So now we can see certain fans start to get, bro, no, 100%.
I'm kind of surprised how many people like refuse to watch sub anime. It's like astounding that people are missing out on greatness just because they don't want to read Japanese subtitles.
Like there's this one person that loves One Piece, loves it, but is just waiting for and like that dub has not come out for years.
I think they just dropped some. I want to say they just dropped a new batch.
Oh, did you see the thing that they did for it?
They're still not even in the 600s. No, I didn't see it yet.
They released 12 brand new episodes on Amazon for like $24.
You see, that's why the dub community gets so much slack. Like, why do that?
They didn't drop it on Funimation?
No, they dropped it on Amazon Prime Video.
Wow.
It's like no one's gonna pay $24 for 12 episodes.
When you could go watch them all on Hulu.
Oh, it's like episodes like 560 to 572. It's like these episodes have been out for 7 years.
They robbing the dub elitists, bruh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But all right, word. That was the final topic of the day. So shout out to Crunchyroll. Can't wait to check out the Tower of God. Let's get into the questions. So the first question was submitted by Hastic. Has asked, what anime universes would you like to see connected, even if loosely? Something along the lines of your name characters appearing in Weathering with You, or how Burn the Witch is in Bleach's universe, but really different. I'll start off with you, Peter. Give us some that you would like to see, and because I know you have some slice of life, you can throw those out there.
No slice of life. Oh, kind of. There's one that my buddy wanted to point out for you, since you guys have seen it. Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach have kind of like a similar format. There's one that I thought only you guys would get because you guys saw No Guns Life, correct?
Facts.
So No Guns Life and Ghost in the Shell, I think would be like those are both pretty similar, like concepts. They both have like those like android characters, and that could definitely exist in the same world itself. And then I went with the psychic aspect, Mob Psycho 100. And if you've ever seen The Disastrous Life of Psyche K on Netflix.
Oh my God. I would have never thought about that, but that's goated, bro.
That's your shit, Chrissa.
Take my money.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool if you saw an interaction between Mob and Psyche, that two just introverted psychics standing next to each other who are just OP in power. So those are my three.
100%. I like those. I think Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho would work pretty well. Like seeing Yusuke and Ichigo, seeing how they would act. And I dig those 100%.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Mob Psycho and Psyche K collab would be dope because Psyche K does great A1 comedy. But at the same time, Mob is more of a like kind of shonen. It got a lot of action, great animation, whatever. But when they hit in their comedy bag, they do.
Yeah,
the comedy bag is A1. So
and I like that Ghost in the Shell, No Guns Life one a lot. Like I'm a big fan of the non-shonen powered, like the sci-fi bounty hunter. That's right up my alley. So I like those. Chrissa, do you have any that you think could work?
Not too many. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm one of those guys that I seek crossovers. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen the One Piece Toriko Dragon Ball crossover. You know what I'm saying? I've read the One Piece Dragon Ball crossover manga, the Cross Epoch or Epoch, however you say it.
Yeah.
Iconic crossover, manga chapter. I've even read a manga that's like and it's official manga too. I don't want to say it's like a random mangaka. I think the main mangaka was involved in it, like Mashima or whatever. But it was like Parasite and Fairy Tail, which is the randomest crossover I've ever seen in my life. So the main ones I could think of that would hit hard is seeing getting some of those manga adapted. Like Cross Epoch is just, we got One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Toriko, but I'm not the biggest Toriko fan. So seeing the Cross Epoch crossover get animated, seeing Mashima Heroes, where he takes all three of his series. I've been reading that manga lately, and that's a hard manga to me. It's just you can tell like some kind of they're not gonna have too many volumes. Probably gonna be 1-2 volumes of it, but it's like a crossover Fairy Tail, Rave Master, and Eden Zero. I would love to see that kind of get adapted. But as far as just two anime worlds I want to see collide, I'd probably say Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho, both because they had a human world, demon world. I really like the aesthetic of Inuyasha being like the dog kind of. He looks like Yoko Karama. So I like, even if it's like, how he was saying Burn the Witch is in Bleach world, but it's not really a crossover, but it's in the same world. I would love to just see like, and the worlds are built differently to where Demon World and Inuyasha isn't the same as Demon World and Yu Yu Hakusho, but I'd still love just like an episode where you get like a cameo of like Yoko Karama in Inuyasha, or like vice versa. You see like Demon World and Yu Yu Hakusho world, and you get to see some Shishomaru type,
or like Koenma talking to Shishomaru or some shit like that.
That would be amazing, bro. Like I'm here for that.
Yeah, I got some. Okay, so Cowboy Bebop, I would love to see Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star in a similar universe.
That makes sense.
Because they kind of have similar aesthetics. I would also like to see Desert, because I wanted to do something with Trigun, but because Trigun's like this post-apocalyptic vast wasteland western, the only one that I thought could work really well with it is Desert Punk. And I think the comedy of Son of Bozu and Vash would work really well together. I'd love to see Son of Bozu be like, the humanoid typhoon, like, what's going on? And then it's just like, Vash is like, nah, bro, I'm not like this. And then Son of Bozu's like, I'm a manly man. I don't care. I'll take you down. It's just shit like that. That would be hilarious. I think Gangster and Black Lagoon would work very, very well. Seeing Revy have to deal with Warwick or deal with his name is slipping me, but your boy with the sword, Chris, with the dog tags.
With the dreads.
No, not Warwick's partner.
You talking about Nico? Yeah, Nico.
Seeing Nico and Revy maybe have to fight, that would be lit. I was trying to think. My Hero in One Punch Man is something that comes to mind often, but
that would be hard.
I would like to see
that
it,
one too.
But I don't want Saitama to make an appearance. Like, I don't.
Anybody but Saitama.
Yeah.
That'd be dope if he pops in at the end just to wrap it up. But like, I want to see the because I ain't gonna lie, the One Punch Man heroes are dope. A lot of them, and they're villains.
No, 100%. I'd love to see Slam Dunk team take on Kuroko's No Basketballs team. Yeah. I think that'd be an amazing basketball game. I'm trying to think of any others.
And I
'Cause,
rock
like,
with Shohoku too. I'm about to start Kuroko no Basket, you know what I'm saying? Because people keep telling me, I'm always like, Slam Dunk is the GOAT sports anime, GOAT basketball anime, and people are like, shut up, you don't watch anime. I'm sitting there like, damn, son, y'all don't rock with Shohoku like that? So I gotta peep out Kuroko no Basket because people are hyping it up, but I'm not gonna lie, seeing that crossover, I want to see Shohoku's dunk on some
bro,
some
my
punks,
boy,
you know what I'm saying?
Kuroku would come up with the fake pass and give it to his boy, and he dunk on them homies. One of the great miracles. But another one I got is Megalobox fusing with Cowboy Bebop. I think there were like Spike going to watch a fight of Joe and then betting on it, and like just Spike just going into Joe's world and dealing with the boxing community. I think that works as well. But yeah, no, that's all I really got on worlds fusing. But really love that question. Thank you, Haz. I thought that was a super, super fun question.
Shout out Harem King Haz, bro.
Yeah, shout out. The next question is from, I'll pull up his name and I'll say his name after I read the question because I just copied and pasted them and put it in a document. But the question is, which shows do you think use the fact that they're isekai to their fullest potential? Often I find that it's just easy way to get fish out of water protagonists, but doesn't add much to the story other than that. And he gave some clarification. Let me pull it up real quick. And it's Adam Gray Blount. Thank you for the question. He says he's talking about shows where the setting of a foreign world is used to its fullest potential. A lot of shows just end up ignoring the fact that they're an isekai pretty quickly, but I feel like others can use it for the fact for a lot of different intricacies. So isekai is like Sword Art Online, where they go into another world from a normal world and they have adventures and whatnot. Peter, I'll start off with you because I know you're a big isekai fan.
Okay, yeah, I was really looking forward to this question because there was a block of maybe like 2 or 3 years where we just got just awful isekais. Essentially what they did is they took some normal dude, killed him, and then made him the most overpowered character. And that's how they introduced like this main character who's overpowered, just like he's in another world. So that's why he's super powerful. So there's a show that came out like last year. It's called Wise Man's Grandchild. It's awful. Never, ever watch it. And it kind of does the same premise of just like, we need to have this main character be super overpowered. How do we do it? It's just like, we'll just kill him and send him to another world. But then there's a show that does it like extremely well. And you mentioned in the HBO Go thing called Konosuba, where the main character is sort of Yusuke'd on accident, where he's trying to save like a girl from getting hit by a car, but it's actually a tractor. Instead of getting hit by the tractor, he has a heart attack. So it's more of like a comedy gag thing. And their isekai world is the whole goal of this other world is if he defeats the end boss, he gets reincarnated. So there's like a legit reason why he's in another world. So my good reason would be for Konosuba, and my bad would be for a show called Wise Man's Grandchild. Never watched that show.
All right, real. I think
I never watched that show.
Never watch it. It's so bad.
I really like Rising of the Shield Hero. I think that's a really good isekai. I think it worked really well. I like the world that they built. I love seeing I love all the different characters of it. I think that one works super well. Of course, Sword Art Online, and one that is Darwin's Game considered an isekai?
Yes, yeah, because they get like transported into like technically like another world, but I would consider it an isekai.
I really like Darwin's Game. That's one that I'll throw in there. So I got Darwin's Game, Sword Art Online, and Rising of the Shield Hero. Chrissa, do you have any isekais that you really like? I know that's not really up your bag.
That's where I'm lacking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely going to check out like a couple, you know what I'm saying, the ones. What was the one you had just suggested? Want to say 2 watch?
I think you guys should watch Konosuba. It's my number 3 all time.
Hey, I'm gonna have to check that out.
The sub and the dub are both amazing. It's on Crunchyroll, and there's a movie that just got added on Crunchyroll, and I nearly pissed my pants. That's how funny it is.
I've seen people have suggested, like they've recommended me to watch Konosuba, and I've seen the promotional art for it, but I've never watched it yet. It was something I probably was gonna peep out in the future, but now that you say that one's actually good, I'm probably gonna have to peep that one out first, because like the only isekai I really watched is like Dot Hack Sign. Yep. Which is like an OG isekai, and I didn't even watch the whole, like I've only watched a little bit of Sword Art Online, like maybe 6-7 episodes. And I was like, it's cool, but it's not my 100%. But I did like My Life Reincarnated as a Slime, if I'm not mistaken. Because that was my first isekai that I was like, this is dope. I like this. You know what I'm saying? I really like this one a lot. But I can't name too many off the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? So Konosuba might be my next my next isekai venture. Because I've even seen like a couple episodes of Isekai Quartet, which is like a comedy chibi kind of show, but I didn't understand any context because it's all it's all characters from different anime.
Chris, I know you're a big waifu guy, and if you watch Konosuba, you're all be in a dilemma because there's a couple high quality waifus in that show.
Look at him rubbing his hands.
Say no more.
Man, Peter, I want to ask you while we're talking about isekais. I've been rewatching Sword Art Online just because my guy has started watching One Piece. He's a guy who listens to the show, big supporter. He started watching One Piece, and he was like, all right, bro, I'm watching One Piece. You got to watch Sword Art Online. So, and I watched it up until the point of the fairies. I tried to, the fairies, give it that part of the season a shot, but it just didn't work for me the first time. I'm getting almost to that point. How would you say that transition works in, is it successful? Because I'm trying to get myself to look forward to it instead of looking down on it.
I'm a big SAO hater, so when it comes to anything SAO, I'm going to try to persuade you to watch something else. But SAO is like, it's like the Dragon Ball Z of isekai. Like, everybody has seen Dragon Ball Z, and same thing with SAO. It's like everybody has seen SAO, whether you like it or not. Everybody's seen it. So I say, like, maybe if you can push through the first season, and then after that, I highly recommend you watching like good isekai, but that's just me.
Oh, get at Peter's bro. At Peter, because that is his shit. Peter, you'll probably get a tweet tomorrow, my friend.
I had we recorded kind of a bonus episode of whether we think SAO is good or not, and we did a nice 2-hour rant of why I don't think it's good. So you might see that in the future.
Hours. There's only certain shows that I can rant for 2 hours on how trash they are. You know what I'm saying? So that says something. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you feel strong about it.
It was 2 hours on the first arc, not even the first season.
Oh shit!
Oh, man,
well, I know one person that'll be listening to that. The guy we're talking about he will definitely check that out.
If I can say, there is a kind of like a low key show that's similar to SEO, but is way better. It's called Log Horizon. It's getting third season in 2020. I think it's like the best isekai ever made, and I highly recommend everybody who even likes like the fantasy style of like those like isekai shows where like spells and stuff. I highly recommend Log Horizon.
Okay, real. I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay, some guy by the name of CJ asked a question for us to discuss. It wasn't really a question, it was a discussion topic. Goku and Vegeta low-key suck for never finding their dads or Grandpa Gohan in death. How do y'all feel about that? It's true they never revived Grandpa Gohan or King Vegeta. Do they suck for that? Chris, I'm gonna let you start this one.
Man, there was one point in time where I did think about it. I was like, why did cause I know we've gotten Bardock canon as of recently with the new Broly movie. We got Broly canon and everything. But before that, I would always like think about it. I'm like, man, they got these characters that are supposedly dead. Why don't they just wish everybody back? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of why would they not wish Bardock back? That's Goku's dad. Like, you gotta have Goku's dad in the fucking show.
Or even Grandpa Gohan. Like,
I never thought about that, but bruh, that's kind of messed up. But he probably died. Did he die like of old age or some shit like that? He was
I thought he died because of Goku.
9 times out of 10. I don't remember. I didn't brush up on my Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I read Dragon Ball.
Peter, how do you lie,
bro?
I'm gonna defer this question since I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z or any Dragon Ball since I was 10. So, but it makes sense since Goku's a terrible father. So
I get why Vegeta doesn't do
That's
it.
why he's a terrible father. His father was not in his life at all.
That's true.
Neither one of them. Gohan was there for a couple of years, but that's like how he treats his Gohan. He's like, oh yeah, I'm here now. I'll leave.
I have a head out.
Yeah.
With Vegeta, I understand why Vegeta didn't revive King Vegeta, because he's like, bitch, I'm King Vegeta now.
Well, I wasn't even going that route. I'm just thinking, because King Vegeta was kind of not a good person, and Vegeta's had character development, and like, Vegeta's a better person now. Maybe he just don't want that in his life.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need no toxicity, man. he probably thinks his dad would judge him for like marrying a human woman and then having like a half-breed. Like, because if I know one thing about Saiyans, bro, like Vegeta, like, if you would have told him in the Saiyan saga that he was going to be marrying and breeding with a human woman, he'd probably laughed at you. He'd probably killed you for the stupid joke. You know what I'm saying? So I already know his dad wouldn't take too kindly to that. Probably disown his ass.
100%. The next question we have is from Jace. I believe Jace asked, I want to watch the Bleach movies. Bleach anime movies on Netflix, and they asked which ones do we like. I have not watched any of the Bleach movies. I'm on the full Bringer arc, so I'm almost done with that, getting to the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Peter, have you watched any of the Bleach movies?
I've watched the live action Bleach movie.
Bro, that's what I was about to say too. I'm like, the only Bleach movie I've watched was the live action.
Is it worth him checking out?
I thought it was fine. Honestly, it's like most live adaptations are like awful. I thought this one was okay.
Chrissa, that's what you said too.
Bro, when I tell you America is dog shit at doing live action adaptations, it makes you want to feel like it can never be done. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Japanese live action adaptations, they're not perfect. They're still live action adaptations, but this one was low-key hitting. Like, I enjoyed it from front to back. They didn't do too much, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they did just enough. They got the casting right, you know what I'm saying? So that if I could suggest any live action anime to watch, I'd probably suggest, you know what I'm saying, the Bleach one, because that one was hitting. I haven't even heard too much about the Bleach movies.
Yeah, me neither.
I just realized the other day that they had Bleach movies, you know what I'm saying? I'm more familiar with, like, you know, of course, Dragon Ball
One Piece
movies,
ones, Naruto movies. Yeah.
Bro, the one I've been getting into One Piece movies lately, but it was never even a thought to watch Bleach movies because I can't even stand Bleach filler. So if you give me a movie of Bleach filler, I'm probably gonna fall asleep midway.
Exactly, Jace. I'm sorry we can't answer your question, but
I do love Bleach though.
I'll give you some anime movies to check out: Sword and the Stranger, Ninja Scroll, Weathering with You, Your Name. If you want like a shonen movie that's really good, One Piece Gold is really, really good.
Bro, you peeped all the One Piece movies, or you peeped like kind of the newer ones?
I watched Gold, Strong World. Strong World is with that's the one where they go to that dinosaur island, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Gold is with Tetsuro or Tetsusaru, where it's like the big gold robot.
That one was iconic.
That one's great. And then the one where they fight not Shishki.
With the Z?
I think it might because that's where they fight Zephyr or the old admiral. I'm talking about the one where they fight Shiki the lion, the golden lion, where it's the homie who could fly. Hold on, I'm looking it up. The movie. But I believe that's from Strong World. I'm tripping. Strong World's not the dinosaur one. That's the Shiki one. So I watched Strong World, Gold, and Stampede. Those are the three that I've watched.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I've watched a lot of the newer ones, but I watched a video last night talking about how the One Piece 6 movie, I forget what it's called. It starts with like a B, but how that one was directed and animated by the same guy who did the Digimon movies and a couple other things. I wish I could remember off the top of my head what else he did, but whenever I heard that there's a One Piece movie directed by the same director that did the Digimon movie, and then I saw the trailer and it looked like super aesthetically pleasing. I'm probably gonna watch that tonight after I peep the dub of Tower of God.
Oh, Baron Atsumaru and the Secret Island. Yeah, I've never seen that.
So good, bro. Like if you look at the trailer, you could be like, "Oh my God!" It's like breathtaking. It looks like that animation style that you know what I'm saying. Whenever you see not Digimon the show, but the first movie where it was like, I forget exactly what. I know they had the Greymon, the whole Greymon thing, and they showed Koromon when he first was born, and he was like huge or whatever. And then they had like the Pokemon new season, the Sword and not Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon. They had like a super animation switch. It reminded me of like an old school drawn kind of classic anime movie. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna pick that one soon.
Real. Well, I hope that helps you out, Jace, for some anime movies to check out.
Can I recommend one real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Peter.
There was one that came out last year. It was huge when it hit theaters and didn't really get talked about, but Pro Mare.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Studio Trigger, if you know.
Is it great? Because I was debating whether or not to rent it on PlayStation the other night.
It was absolutely incredible. And even my girlfriend who hates anime said it was good. So that says a lot for me at least. If you don't
I get that.
Girlfriend's ratings on anime, she gave the My Hero Academia movie a 2 out of 10. So if she says it was good, that's really good.
Wait, which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one.
Yeah, Peter doesn't like the second one.
The second one was really bad. And we can do that another time.
I know you don't. We talked about that. I know he does not like the second one. Okay, well, word. I'm going to definitely have to check Pro Mare out. I might talk about that next week. Good. I'm glad you suggested that because like I was legit looking at that and was like, damn, should I watch this? And I just ended up going with the Mortal Kombat movie because I didn't know if Pro Mare was worth it. But I'm going to definitely rent that now.
And I'm not a mech guy, and it was just so good. The fights were incredible fights.
I'm glad you said that because that's one of the reasons why I didn't watch it because I'm not the biggest mech guy either.
I'm a mech guy to a certain extent. I low-key wanted to say that earlier when we were talking about crossovers. I didn't have any like specific crossovers in mind.
I didn't think
you could
about
do so many mech crossovers.
Yeah.
Bro. Like you could do Gundam and Gurren Lagann. You could do like Gargantia. I don't know if y'all seen that when it was on Netflix a while back.
Shit, I'd cross over Big O and Cowboy Bebop. I'd let Spike let Jupiter Planet be where what's the city's it's something I forget. It's the city of lost memories or wherever Roger is. But yeah, I'd let Spike go meet Roger. That'd be amazing. But dope. I'm gonna definitely end up checking out Promare. The final question we have is, what are some of your favorite rewatchable arcs? And it not a season, just arcs that you enjoy rewatching and that are very rewatchable. I'll start off with you, Peter. What you got?
My favorite arc of all time, season 3 of Haiku, Shiro Torizawa versus
That's great.
Let me see if I can get my webcam. I got my Haiku wall scroll up there. But I am a huge Haiku fan. Season 3, if you've ever played a sport in your entire life, you know exactly how they feel the entire match. And I think the actual match is like 8 episodes, and it's incredible. So Haiku season 3,
especially coming after Abba Josai and just finally conquering that. It's like, damn, we have no way of beating Shiro Torizawa. There's no way to beat them, and it's like, nah, we're gonna dig deep. Nah, I just finished that arc. That arc is amazing.
So good. I love it so much.
I was shit from Haiku. I would say I really like the Abba Josai arc as well. I love that whole damn show.
The whole show is incredible.
Yeah, that whole show is amazing.
It's in my top 10. I absolutely love it.
Me too. I'm gonna throw one that's not a battle shonen. I like the first arc of Food Wars where they have the original where he fights where he has a final cooking competition against the curry spice guy, as well as oh man, I can't think of her name, but she's the cousin of
the white hair girl, right?
Yeah, exactly. Her
Alice?
friend, Alice's little minion. It's the Alice's minion, the curry guy, and then Soma. That arc is amazing.
So good.
That's a great arc. I have
Food
some more.
Wars was good,
but we'll just go one at a time. Chrissa, you're next. What's one of the arc that you rewatchable?
You know I'm about to go with this. Gang. You know what I'm saying? Gang, bro.
Yeah, this one of mine as well.
I want to say Dark Tournament because I've watched Dark Tournament thousands. Like, bro, I've watched Dark Tournament probably more than I've watched anything in life. I've rewatched a lot of shit. But the one arc that I probably watch more, or the 2 arcs, should I say? Because it's like usually I can't narrow it down to one arc with Yu Yu Hakusho, but that whole first half, or basically everything before Dark Tournament, because I love the whole Saint Beast arc where you fight, Byakuya, and like I love seeing Kuwabara versus Byakuya. I love seeing he versus what's his name? Start with an
S. Ice homie.
The ice dude, ice dragon guy. Genbu versus Kurama. Every single fight in that arc hits for me, except for the last one. And I even like that one to a certain extent. And then the whole Rando arc, those 2 arcs I could watch infinitely over and over and over and over because I just love them so much. The whole Genkai tournament, that it just hit super hard. Like, to me, Rando is one of my favorite villains in anime, but it's so sad that he was so early on in the series and he's kind of like bullshit now. Like, he's kind of strong, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's not no Taguro. He's not no Dark Tournament.
He's not even the drunken master that Yusuke. He's not even Chu. Like, everybody, or Jin, my guy, the Wind homie with the little spike on his forehead, the red hair. I love Jin.
So many gems in that arc. Like, he was cracking Kuwabara's bones. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, why would you do that to my boys? Like, they tug in the heartstrings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rando was a good arc.
That whole first half of Yu Yu Hakusho, I'll say that, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So good.
Peter, give us another one because we're just gonna go back and forth.
Okay, I got a newer one from a show that started off as complete trash and then turned into a diamond in the rough, and that is the reincarnation arc from Black Clover that just ended not too long ago. Oh my God. Like,
that's a great arc.
You know I'm not the biggest shonen guy. That arc was storytelling at its prime. The fights were incredible. They brought in like special animators to do like the big fights. I think it lasted like 40 episodes, and every episode is just like, I want more. Yeah. And shonens don't do that for me, especially Black Clover, which I thought started off really rough.
Yeah, it did.
And it turned into one of my favorite shonen arcs of all time. And I've only watched it once, but I remember just watching this, like, this is incredible, and I need to go back and watch it again.
That is an amazing, amazing arc. I'm gonna go shonen as well. I'm going Naruto, the pain arc from starts where Jiraiya is going to pain, and then everything leading up to where Naruto's getting picked up by Kakashi, bringing him into meeting all those people. I think the pain arc is probably, minus the Zabuza arc, is probably my most rewatchable Naruto arc. Has to be. Chrissa, what you got?
I was gonna say that one too. Like, dang, a lot of paint arc is hard. I even like that whole pre-arc with all the whole Akatsuki adventure shit where you get everybody fighting Akatsuki. That shit was iconic to me. But if I had to pick one, like another one, another like probably whole series, the entirety of Death Note, because to me that's one big arc. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to narrow it down to like one specific kind of quote unquote arc, it's before, you know what I'm saying, spoiler alert, you get to, you know what I'm saying, L's demise, you know what I'm saying? Before you get to that whole arc with him versus L was just iconic. Whenever you get Light versus Nier and Mello or whatever, it hits hard, but it's not no Light versus L. Like, whenever you see that whole arc, even if you're rewatching it, you're still at the edge of your seat. Like, how is he doing this shit? Like, how is he getting away with this? Your heart's pumping, you know what I'm saying? And then whenever it ends, it's like, nothing will ever make me go, what the fuck, harder than that? Like, where do we go from here? And we know what happens after that, but at that point, I was sitting there like, damn, so this is really just a bad show. Not bad, but it's like, it's evil. Like, you let my man Light win. I'm like, there's no way I expected that. I thought they were going to take him down. I realized, you know what I'm saying, when I was watching Death Note, I knew he was going to have to get taken down eventually. Every show has to end with the main villain getting taken down. But once he killed L, I was like, how? The show's over
happen?
Here. It's I've never seen that happen before.
No, I agree with that 100%. We can do 1 to 2 more rounds. Peter, give us another one.
Okay, I was trying like going through my list to see if I can figure out, like, I always go back to the haiku one, but another one that I really loved was the end of Fate Zero, when you get the Rider versus Gilgamesh fight, and then at the end you get Saber versus Gilgamesh, and just the whole climax of Fate Zero. I thought it ended like beautiful. It was really poetic, and it was a really unique style of this whole like Holy Grail war that I think a lot of people just assumed something like, I think everyone thought the good guy was going to win in Fate Zero, and that kind of wasn't the case. And so I really just like how that show actually just like ended and then set up Unlimited Blade Works itself into like the next series of Fate.
Okay, wait, yeah, Fate Zero's the prequel, right?
It's technically the prequel.
That's my favorite one. No, that arc is amazing, and especially I was making sure you're talking about that. I love that fucking thing. And then when you see it, the homie with the guns versus the priest. Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of just like random, like really good, like, it's not just the swords fighting each other. Like, the masters or whatever they're called in this show hate each other too, and they're trying to kill each other as well. So it's just like constant, like, you never know what's going to happen, because like the scene where it's like earlier where it's Summoner and like the guy just gets sniped in the head. It's like, no, he's dead. That's it.
It's done.
That's done. Like, you're a human. Like, you can get sniped from long distance. It's like, I love that about a show. Like, I don't know. It's just that show itself is genius, but especially the end of how Fate Zero ends, I absolutely adore it.
I agree with that 2,000%. One that I have is the beginning of Trigon before you find out everything about knives. So when it's still Bounty Hunter, still Vash is this, is he evil? Is he all of this? Right when, so it's right before Wolfwood gets really ingratiated with the group, right before he runs away and everything what happens with knives and all the different knives members starts fighting him. When it's like he's going with the bounty where it's Millie and oh my gosh, I can't believe Millie and Meryl, where they're trying to get the insurance and everything for Vash in the different towns. I think the last one of that is where the lady is trying to kill him because he supposedly blew up her whole town, and she's trying to fix the plant, and Vash ends up healing it. I think that's the last one before Knives, but if it's not, I like that whole beginning chunk of Trigon. It is rewatchable to me any day of the week. I can rewatch that. So I have that. And just to throw that out there, all of Cowboy Bebop is rewatchable to me just because it's so short and it's just legendary. So, Chrissa, what you got? Final one. Let's get it.
A lot of people judge me for this, you know what I'm saying? But my favorite arc in Hunter x Hunter is not the Chimera Ant arc. It is an iconic arc. What'd you about to say?
Is it Greed Island?
No. It's motherfucking...
I know it is.
York New City, the Phantom Troop arc. I'm in love with the troop, bro. Like, I'm a villain guy, you know what I'm saying, at heart. I love villains. And just seeing the troop get that work in, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting to see, before they did what they did, Kurapika versus Uvo, you know what I'm saying? You got to see Uvo versus the Shadow Beast. You got to see the whole auction get finessed, and that was just it was a crazy arc. You get to see Krollo get kidnapped, you know what I'm saying? That whole Phantom Troop just... It was a wild ride, you know what I'm saying? You got to see a lot of crazy things happen, and then it didn't end like you expected. There was a lot of like plot twists. You're expecting to see Hisoka versus Krollo. You get the Hisoka stale face, iconic anime moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I do love the Chimera Ant arc, and it was super drawn out, and it was super fleshed out. Everything in the Chimera Ant arc was perfect, but to me, I could watch that Phantom Troop arc over and over, and I have. I've watched that shit more than I've watched any other Hunter x Hunter arc, you know what I'm saying? I watch it probably more than I've watched a lot of full anime series.
Ooh, I was just thought of one. I love the Dressrosa arc in One Piece. Just gotta throw that out there because I'm a big Trafalgar Law guy, and I love Doflamingo. I think Doflamingo is the best One Piece villain. I said it Yep. See, we rock. I got my guy right there. I see you. I appreciate it. That's why I threw it. It jogged my memory. But Peter, if you have any others before we move on to the review,
I'll just do it real quick. The ending of Steins Gate. I think time travel is insanely hard to like write really well, and I think Steins Gate really does a great job of storytelling time travel, and it just ends perfect.
It is one of the best time travel stories I've seen, like, for sure. Especially how they end it so clean and just how everything comes together. I agree with that 100%. Chrissa, any final ones you got?
Nah, that's my bag, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Aside from like shit like Digimon season 2 that I watched forever, we get the Davis, the Daisuke saga, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Let's jump to the review. Let's start off with Gleipnir. So we got episodes 5. Claire and Shuichi wander into the mountains and encounter a strange, powerful monster. They end up seeing this homie who is like a sword demon guy, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna beat y'all's ass. And he sends one strike, destroys damn near the whole forest. He had to make up his own martial arts. Then Shuichi and Claire split bodies. Claire's like, I'm gonna shoot you with the gun. And the guy was just basically trying to figure out if they're good people so he wouldn't have to fight them. He finds out they're the good people. They end up saying that they're gonna work together, and he ends up taking out this crazy homie and this crazy guy who is just like making these people slaves, blackmailing them by taking pictures of them. It's like, I know where you are. And they end up taking him out. They get his phone. And the episode ends with Shuichi and Claire getting his phone and figuring out, okay, let's see who this guy knows. What did y'all think of episode 5? I'll start with you, Peter.
Oh, yeah, I really like it when you get these like battle royale type of games and not every single person is just out to kill you. Like they like respond with logic and conversation. And I think his name was, I wrote it down somewhere. Tadamori was like the big guy and who like created like his own martial art where he like went back into like a bridge pose and like, what is he doing? And then just like slam. It's like, oh damn, like this dude is not to be messed with. And I thoroughly enjoyed this episode a lot. Like I really like the conversation between the two. I think like the creepy villainous factors of that big blob dude is just hideous and I love it.
Yeah, no, I was more of a fan of episode 5 than 6. I really enjoyed this episode. And I think compared, because I read the manga as well, I think the way, and this is something you talked about, Chrissa, with the second episode, the way they handled the execution of the battle, seeing his original martial arts, seeing everything, the tension that was in the anime of how, oh, is he going to fight Shuichi and Claire? Are they going to do anything? And that tension that they built up in the anime is a lot stronger than in the manga. I really like this episode. Chrissa, what'd you think?
I loved it. You know what I'm saying? There was too many iconic moments in here. First of all, you get the giant fucking kaiju goblin slayer goblin. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a giant. Like when they showed his size, I was like, that is ridiculously big for that goblin to be. I understand he was a threat, but he clearly was about to get taken out quickly. When I saw him, he looked like he was about to do something, but I was like, this guy not about to last long, bro. Like you could see in his ugly face that they was about to murk him. But he was definitely creepy. He was definitely unsettling, you know what I'm saying? And seeing stuff happen with that was wild. And then plus the armor transformation dude was just badass. I love badass characters. I like how he had to take that L and now he's kind of gang, I guess. Like he's a part of their like squad. Like he worked for them kind of, if that makes sense. And I love seeing, for some reason, bro, Claire and that gun dude made the right decision, bro, because she would have smoked his ass, son. She's killed people for less. You know what I'm saying? They got that big fucking monster, you know what I'm saying, comical size gun because it's like goes with the costume. I loved everything about it. You know what I'm saying? This one was one of the reasons why I love Gleipnir, however you say it, is that it's like a roller coaster, bro. Like it takes you on a crazy ride. You really don't know what's about to happen next.
And for 2020 being not the best year for anime, a gym like Gleipnir, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's just solid week in and week out. I really appreciate what it got. Peter, what would you rate? We rate these episodes 1 through 5. What would you give episode 5?
Episode 5 was definitely the better of the two. And I do just want to say I love how unique Gleipnir is. It might not be the best story of all time, but there's not many shows that are like this, so I really enjoy its uniqueness. Episode 5 out of I'd say like a 4.1.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I give it a solid 4.2. Super enjoyed this as well. Chris, what would you give it 1 through 5?
I'm giving it a good 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? 4.5. Just because that one, it hit hard for me just because of the action and because of the different characters introduced and because of it was that whole episode front to back. It didn't really have too many weak points for me. I kind of just it would have been a 5 if they'd had a couple more things in there. You know what I'm saying? But I really enjoyed this one.
100%. Let's jump to 6. After defeating an evil monster, Claire uses information he had to form a connection with a strange group of gatherers. The people that the monster was blackmailing, they end up calling this guy because his group is a group of gatherers, and their whole purpose is gathering to shut down the whole game and the gatherer system because they feel like Shuichi and Claire that if the wrong person got this power, it could be the end of the world. And we see that the leader doesn't really trust them. So the way that she has a specific power that if they are keeping secrets or if they betray them, the little twine that she puts around your neck will chop off your head. And she tried to seduce Claire. That was crazy. Yeah. That was very interesting. We also see Shuichi let someone else in his body because they're looking for this girl's wallet. Meanwhile, the homie that was getting blackmailed is super jealous because he sees this sex-like thing that goes on with Shuichi because this new girl, he was pissed that his girl walked in Shuichi's body. That shit was hilarious. And then the episode ends with Claire's sister. And is that the girl that's Shuichi's friend? I couldn't tell if that's who that was with Claire's sister, but there's someone with Claire's sister, and it's like, oh, we got to figure that we're about to see their moves and what's going on with the gatherers. Chris, I'll start off with you with this one. What did you think of episode 6? This was super ecchi. This was in
actually, I liked episode 6 probably equally as 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing with the ecchi in this show, and you know me, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the ecchi. The reason why I haven't caught up on some of the iconic classics like Full Metal Alchemist, like Bleach, is because I was too busy filling my mind up with like Girls Bravo and Sekirei and B Gotta HK, just these random ecchi series. I probably got
Gotta HK is great.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I've seen more ecchi anime than I've seen of any other subgenre, including shonen. You know what I'm saying? Which is wild to say because I'm a big shonen guy. But the thing I can appreciate about this is that the way they do their ecchi is you could tell a lot of things in there that they're doing. They're just trying to drill the ecchi in, but they do it in such a clever way to where I know Twitter had a problem with, it was very polarizing whenever you see the Fire Force episodes with Tamaki, and there was one bag of Twitter that was like, man, I really don't like that. The ecchi's not really hitting hard. It's taking me out the experience. And then there's this whole other bag of Twitter who's used to ecchi that's like, man, y'all never seen titties before. And like just going in on these people who just didn't appreciate it. But to me, I love this for the opposite reason of that. Like, the ecchi in that show, nobody has problems with ecchi, like Bulma doing some ecchi shit, you know what I'm saying? You get to see some Master Roshi, some Jiraiya shit, but at the same time, you don't want the ecchi to take you out of the experience. Like the ecchi adds to the experience. The ecchi's a part of the story. Like, whenever you see this whole, you know what I'm saying? They're just getting naked to get naked, you know what I'm saying? But they're getting naked to get into shit. It's for something. It's not like comical. It's very serious a lot of the times. And with the whole seduction scene, it wasn't as... It was definitely awkward. It was creepy. It wasn't intended to like get a cheap laugh off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it was part of the story. It was like her trying to make Claire feel uncomfortable and try to get a sense of who she is as a person and try to figure out, because if you're the leader of this group, I don't know who you, Claire and Shuichi, are. I'm not about to just let y'all in our group. Y'all could just be trying to take all our coins and then destroy us.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. For my people that rock with the ecchi bag, this is some solid. This is like golden ecchi. You know what I'm saying?
I think this is like I don't want to be that guy, but this is highbrow ecchi. Like
Yeah, it's
super
highbrow
highbrow.
It's like whenever you see Attack on Titan, it's shonen, but it gets more credit than your typical shonen
Highbrow
series because
shonen.
it's shonen, thriller, horror to a certain extent, action. You know what I'm saying? And in this one, you're getting ecchi, you're getting horror, you're getting thriller, you're getting mystery. You know what I'm saying? You're getting all these subgenres in one, and it's like they're executing each one to perfection, which is why I like Mob Psycho. They execute the comedy as well as the action, as well as the emotional aspect of it. So when you get these kind of shows where, you know what I'm saying, there's a bunch of chips at play and no chips are lacking, because you could tell that whole scene with the seduction between the two girls. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that it was meant to just drill that ecchi in there, but they didn't just do it corny. They didn't do it in a seamless way. Like by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, oh, they were just throwing some ecchi in there. That didn't really have to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they did it tactically. It was well written, and that's all I could ask for ecchi series. You know what I'm saying? Especially an ecchi series that has more chips to play. They're not taking anything lightly. They're taking everything as serious as it needs to be taken. And I will say, for the horny bros out there, if you read the manga, it is way more graphic. It is way more uncensored. Now, I was reading this as I watched it, and I was sitting there like, bruh, they had to cut a lot of it out. I'm surprised they went as far as they did in the anime compared to the manga. But I definitely appreciate that about the anime. About this episode. And also the whole backstory that they're setting up. Like you could tell something's going down with her hopping in his body, because he don't just let anybody. He only had one other person in his body. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. They're setting up for some crazy shit.
Just to let that random girl in there. I know Claire's not gonna be okay with that. Like it's gonna be something that comes up down the line. Peter, what'd you think of episode 6?
Well, especially that ecchi scene, I thought it was actually kind of funny. It's just like this girl's like letting her in. She's gonna be all like trying to get these secrets out of Claire, but at the same time, she's like, well, you're kind of hot. I'm gonna shoot my shot. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So it's just like, I thought it was funny because she like gets 9. She's like, all right, well, I tried. So
yeah,
that was pretty funny. But then but like you said with Shuichi like letting another girl into his body or whatever, like I didn't really like that part because it's so like internal for him. Like it's such a big deal for like even letting Claire in was like a humongous deal. And now it's just like, I'm gonna let anybody else in. So the storytelling for me was like, I don't understand. Like, is just Shuichi just a huge simp, or like,
where are we going with this? Yeah,
yeah. Like, what are you trying to do with like this situation? Because like, there's a bigger deal at hand. Because they're like, if this was in like the city or something, it'd be a little different. But like, they're in the forest. Like, they know there's like people out there trying to kill them. It's like, I'm just gonna let this random girl inside of me. It's like,
yeah, you're in the gatherer forest. Like, what is going on? Yeah, no, 100%.
So I think it was lacking a little thing. I hate the guy with the camera is just an annoying character because this whole like the alien situation hasn't been going on for that long, and he's already like madly in love with like this dog girl or whatever. It's just like he needs to just relax and calm down. I just thought like that character was a little like unrealistic and kind of was getting on my nerves a little bit, but I think it's setting up for something that's going to be really good. I just thought this was just a little lacking for. Like when you have like a build-up episode, I need you to build me up. And they kind of built me up at the end when they found the wallet, but like there was really a whole lot of nonsense going on this episode.
Yeah, I agree with that. What would you rank this 1 through 5?
Like a 3.5.
I'm right around that area. I'm 3.7. It was solid. It wasn't the typical Gleipnir standard. But it wasn't a Goblin Slayer level disaster of an episode. Because when we had to review Goblin Slayer, that was pulling teeth.
Are you talking about episode 1 of Goblin Slayer?
No, I'm talking like episode 3 or 4. Because episode 1 was just nuts.
Yeah.
But Chrissa, would you rank this 1 through 5?
I'm gonna give this one another 4 or 5. I think I messed myself up with this one by
knowing what's coming.
Yeah, in between the episodes, like after the last episode, I want to say episode 5 or whatever. I was reading and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop myself. It was just so good. I wanted to know what happened next. So I read a little bit past where I was supposed to read. And I thought I was reading, like, you know how whenever you're reading and watching at the same time, you're kind of trying to gauge where you should stop reading because you think that's where the episode's about to end. I thought the episode was about to end way further than where it actually ended. Like not way further, but I kind of see what's about to happen after this episode. So I'm kind of hyped that they set it up. It's just they could have set it up a little bit better. But I do like what I got in this episode because it was definitely, it hit the little ecchi bag with her getting into him. You know what I'm saying? On that kind of like, he's sitting there like, whoa, you naked back there? You were tripping. You know what I'm saying?
She was straight super naked.
Grab her draw. He's like, oh my God, I know not. It's like, come on, son. Like, have some nuts about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot,
But at the same time, I do like the fact that you about to see what comes with her getting in his body. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole situation is just it's ugly. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once, and I don't know what's happening soon, but I feel like whenever Claire finds that out, it's about to be smoke. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's about to be up in the air. It's like, because whenever they bond, it's like an emotional thing. It's not just like you hop in me. It's like a Gundam. It's like, I feel what you're feeling. Your emotions are my emotions. And to be honest with you, when this new chick kind of popped up, I never really cared for her as much. I'm like, why is he going to help her find her wallet in the woods? I'm like, man, let her sit. You don't even know if you could trust these people yet. You don't even know if these people are your crew or not. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing the older girl trying to kind of seduce Claire or whatever, and seeing how she moves, she's sitting there, she's detrimentally horny, just like Homeboy with the camera. He's detrimentally horny. These characters are like, they're cutting up to a certain extent, and you see, I feel like a lot of characters, we're finally getting introduced to the characters that are going to be in here for the long haul, like not these characters that get killed off like after one episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the chick in the first episode? I thought she was going to have a bigger presence whenever she appears in the first episode. Then episode 2, she's dead. You know what I'm saying? She's not coming back, bro. Wow. So I'm looking forward to seeing the character development of all these characters. I feel like we got our main cast with the new homie they got on their team. I'm excited to see what's coming next. Like this, I didn't expect this show to take me by storm like it has.
Yeah, I didn't expect to like this show that much. Like, and that's great. All three of us were just like, it's a good show, man. It's solid. Word. Well, all right, let's move on to the next show. We got Tower of God. Krista, it's turning into that Hunter bag. Yeah. They're really getting into it, and
especially the newest episode, bro. It fucked me up.
When they got into the power, or not power, it's position selection. So that's episode 6 titled Position Selection. What will Kun do after meeting Rachel? The position selection begins, and despite struggling with their assignments, the examinees grow closer. Meanwhile, someone watches them and ruminates from afar. Yeah, man. Before we get into the position selection, I'll rank all that. I'll say what all that is. Kun, man, is he being a good friend by not telling Bam that Rachel doesn't want to see him? Is he protecting him? He's trying to make him not feel like he felt because the girl kind of just destroyed his life. And for Bam, it's even worse because that's the only girl he knew. This would maybe shatter him and shatter his dream of getting through the tower. Maybe he's helping him to get stronger. How do you feel about this, Peter? Is Kun doing the right thing?
I like to think that Kun is Killua and he's ride or die with Bam like he was with Gon. I don't know if that's the case, but in my heart, that's what I want. I want it so bad.
Yeah. Krista, is he doing the right thing?
I think
by not telling him?
Bro, just going off of the last episode.
Because even Rack looked at him like,
bro, he was getting reckless, bro. Like, he was getting reckless during that challenge. He was like, I'm throwing everything out of the window. It's Rachel. It's like, son, turn the simp down at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to turn the simp all the way down. I get it. There's a relationship there, but turn it down a little bit. Like when you messing up what's going on, you mess up the big picture, it makes sense that she said, like, you know what I'm saying, he's just going to slow me down and I'm going to slow him down. If we're doing this whole thing together, it's not going to be easy. And he's proving her point.
And the Killua vibes that you're talking about, how he's ride or die for him, it's like, nah, bitch. You worried about you. You're not worried about him. And then when he said that, I was like, oh, Kun. I knew you were one of my favorites for a reason. Also bought Bam some new drip. I love the black outfit. I love the black Bulls Bam. He looking fine.
The crossover that we were talking about earlier, that Tower of God's crossing over with Black Clover, and Bam joined the Black Bulls. It's like, oh, wow.
That shit was amazing. But we learned the way of a team, how they fight against other teams in the different positions, and I have them listed here. Okay, so one of the positions is a fisherman. This is the main offense of battle. Fishermen are to dash into the heart of the enemy force and decimate their forces, usually through physical attacks. The next one is a spear bearer. That's what Rack is, and I'm going to say which each of the main group is, because we don't know if Bam and Kun and Rack will have a fisherman, but right now they have a spear bearer, and that is Rack. Spear bearers act like snipers for the team, throwing their spears with deadly accuracy. They can also serve a purpose similar to fishermen's by using their spear like a staff for close combat. Technically speaking, they all have long-range matters into their own hands. The next position is a scout. Scouts usually run ahead and investigate enemy forces for info, then return and deliver information to light bearers. They also help fishermen ends with offensive. For example, a scout is, let me pull up his name because I have it all written down. It is, one of the scouts is Shibisu. That is the Kuwabara type guy, as well as Hots. Hots is as well a scout. They both are. So a light bearer is what Kun is. Light bearers store and deliver knowledge to their teammates while guiding them with light to their lighthouse. The final one is a wave controller. Wave controllers are the directors of the battle, aiding their comrades by healing their wounds, annihilating enemy forces, or subtly changing the tide of battle, all through the use of Shinso. There are many variations of this position. And remember, Shinso is the power that we see I believe they're called regulars, or the rate or whatever. Yep. Lero Rose group, the regulars use. Yep. So also we see different trainings. We see Bam in this training and learning how to. He made a contract with his orb, and the person of his orb was like, "Nah, you're slave to this contract." I thought that was interesting. That's going to play a role later on. We see that other homie who, with the horn, supposedly friends with Bam, starting to be jealous more and more. And I believe in episode 6. This is the episode where they're asking to be friends, where Hots in. Oh no, this episode where Rack passes his spear test.
Yep.
And I'm trying to see how. Oh yeah, it ends with Hots and Shibisu asking for help with becoming friends with the different people. And we also start at the end the battle with one of my new favorite characters. Let me pull up her name because it starts with an E. I want to just make sure. Endorsey. My favorite. I love Endorsey. We see an Endorsey Jihad fights Anak Jihad, but we find out something about Anak that that's not who she is. That's her mother. She is the orphan child of the Princess of Jihad. And we learn a little bit more about the princesses. They are basically just different. As Endorsey says, they're different shoes for the king just to have in his collection, but never to wear. The princess can never get married. They can never have children. And that's the thing that happened with Anak's mother. She ended up having Anak with this chicken pie salesman, and they ended up burning down her house and killing Anak. And the new Anak, the child, wants to destroy all of her aunts, like Endorsey calling her niece, destroy all the different princesses of Jihad for killing her mom. Peter, I'll start off with you. What did you think of this episode?
So I think we just mixed both, but
did we really? Oh, well,
yeah,
then I might as well just keep describing episode 7, and we can just talk about them because they do feel like long movies. Because that's how I end up watching them 2 a week. So episode 7 is several days have passed since Anak and Endorsey's feud came to a total stop. As the next tag test is about to begin, dark clouds begin gathering around Bam. So yeah, Anak and Endorsey fight. They end up both losing. They both get injured. Endorsey breaks her leg, and then Bam and all of them end up bringing her dinner to be friends with her. We also see Bam's training. He's shooting this Shinsu through different things, and Lauro helps him. He gives him this technique, and then that makes Lauro's horn partner feel all jealous. He's getting all salty, goes into his room, gets some mysterious message about Bam, and is like, damn, we don't know what's going on. And then this new tag game starts, and we see Kun and Shibisu come up with this plan to catch one of the regulars, but some stuff ends up happening where it doesn't go how they determine. His name is Quant. We see an African-American homie in Tower God. I like Quant looking dope. I end up liking him. And then the episode ends with basically Quant stopping them. I'm trying to pull it up real quick. Yeah, so it basically ends with Rock looking at Quant, stopping Shibisu and Kun. So what do you think of these 2 episodes, episode 6 and 7 of Tower of God, Peter?
So Hunter x Hunter is like one of my favorite shows of all time, and there's so many like random Hunter x Hunter vibes to it, and I really enjoyed how they broke down the different classes, like they did with the different types of Nen they did in Hunter x Hunter, where they have this complex like legit like army system, or like we all have our roles, and we all have to play our roles if we want to win this battle. So I thought that was really cool, and you got to see like how the different characters like actually line up with those roles, so you can see how battles are probably gonna like start out. Like you were probably gonna see Anak and Rack and like the front lines. You're gonna see Bam shooting out his magic and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to see like the bigger fights. I loved Anak's backstory. It's kind of really unique, and how her and her feud with Endorsey, especially you see it in the fights, like fuel because one got there by like Endorsi like worked her ass off to be a princess.
And that's something she said. She was like, yeah, like how you can't judge me because I worked my ass off for this. You didn't work for shit.
Yeah, so it's just like, why are you here? Like, you were just born into this. Like, I busted my ass, so like, get off my stage, essentially, like literally fighting on this giant platform, and then they knock each other out, which I thought that was like a great outcome itself.
Same.
Because then they just get added to the story because they technically failed their test, so they have to see how they continue going on with their testing. So love the backstory with her mother. There's a lot of like questions I have because
I want to know more about the King of Jihad. Like, what's all like? Why do all these princesses just like bear to his whim? Is this what Rachel wants? Is this why she doesn't want to hurt Bam? Does she want to be a princess of Jihad?
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I thought of. I love that whole deal with that.
I love like the whole princess scheme, how it makes it just seem like they're essentially like trophies for the king type of thing.
And these women are like the most badass of the people climbing the like I thought of this as props. Like, this is the first time in a battle anime since where the females are the star. Like, yeah, we have our male main characters and whatnot, but in terms of power levels, these princesses are like the cream of the crop.
They're all whole, like maybe
the regular like Leroro and Quant, maybe those dudes can come in and do something, but it's the princesses of Jihad that are like
it's like everybody's hiding behind the princesses right now. Maybe Kun can go, maybe like he can kind of like stall them out, but I don't think he can actually like win a battle against them.
And Hots too. Hots could probably do some stuff being
Hots for sure, because you got to see it in the first episode when he fought Anak. I mean, I just love like where the story's going. I love how like unique every character is. Like, I'm interested in every single character like involved on like Bam's team or like the side team with Rachel. Like, I'm invested in everybody. I'm also team fuck Rachel. I hate her so much.
Yeah.
There was a great line where Endorsi and Rachel are in the bathroom, and Endorsi goes, "Whatever you're reaching at the tower, it better be more important than Bam." And I was just like, fuck you, Rachel. Like, that's what you get. Like, get out of here, you sketchy. I was like,
breaking my guy Bam's heart.
So great. Like, everyone's like team Bam. Everybody hates Rachel by like episode 7. So huge fan of that. I can't say more about Tower of God. I love it so much. I'm really happy that Crunchyroll is making this because we're probably going to get like 3 or 4 seasons minimum of Tower of God. So I'm looking for, because they're investing money in the dub is already out now. They're simulcasting dub. I think this is the first time Crunchyroll is simulcasting the dub.
I've never seen Crunchyroll even have dub.
So this is a
big deal.
It's a huge deal. I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. Like,
how much money they've invested, because this story's ongoing right now. They're not even. Yeah. It's an ongoing manga. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of seasons of this, and they're putting a lot of money and effort in this. Like, I mean, look at the animation. They're taking this super seriously.
Yeah. To put in reference of like the webtoons, the newest episode, chapter 7, ended on chapter 37, and there's like 460 chapters.
It's so like One Piece Naruto level.
We're not even 10% done with the still ongoing story of Tower of God. So that's why a lot of people compare this to One Piece, because it's just the world building. Every level is going to be something brand new. It's going to be a brand new adventure when we get to a new level. So,
and we're not even climbing the tower. That's the thing. And also,
they're on level 2.
Yeah, I want to know if Shibisu and Hots and maybe Anak, being that she's probably going to be a fisherman.
I'm guessing that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to join up with Kun, Bam, and Rak, because like they need a full squad to do this. Chrissa, what did you think of episode 6 and 7?
I love them. I'm not gonna lie, bro. With every pair of episodes, with every episode, I'm loving it more and more. And I was already blown away at episode like 2. So to say we're still going to, I remember you said early on it was going to have Hunter vibes. Like, you were getting those vibes early on. And I'm like, I kind of see it, but now I'm full. I see it now. Like, it's Hunter vibes for sure. But
it is amazing.
Like, I love seeing, Rak. I love seeing Rak or Rock. I love seeing him.
Yeah, when he passed his test, that was amazing.
He's one of my favorite characters. Like, I'm one of those guys. I'm big on, like, comedy, and I'm big on, like, characters with a lot of heart. And not only is he just the signature funny guy, like the goofball, cool bar kind of character, but at the same time, he steps up to the plate when it's time to step up to the plate. And it's going to be fun to see him get his W's. Because he is a strong character as well. You know what I'm saying? He's goofy, but he's strong. He has his own personality. Like Peter was saying, everyone in this series has their own personality, because we get another kind of cool bar homie, but he's completely different. He's like
Shibisu's totally different.
And I love Shibisu. Shibisu is one of my favorite characters as well, but they're two opposite sides of the spectrum. One of them's like, Rak's like the cool bar homie in the sense of like he's goofy, but he's always up for a fight and he's badass. Shisu's more
and
like
Rack has
underdog.
morals, because like when I'm telling you, man, something that really made me endear to Rack and really made me love him was the fact when Kun was telling Bam about Rachel and Rack looks over his shoulder and is like, you really saying this right now? But I get it. Like, I understand, but you're going to have to deal with this later.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm excited to see where this goes because they're already opening up a lot of chapters, a lot of things that need to be expounded upon. Another one of my favorite characters is Dorsey, and Dorsey is like badass.
I love that girl.
That
like,
whole
she was
fight,
amazing.
bro. That fight, I like how whenever what was the green girl's name?
Oh, Anak.
Anak. Whenever Anak was fighting her originally, her original intentions, you didn't see Anak jump on her platform until she was already trying to fight somebody else. She's like, oh yeah, I'm about to wipe out as many as I can. It's about to be popping. I'm about to have some fun with this shit. Then she pulls up and she's like, great.
I gotta deal with you.
I gotta deal with this. And then the killer part about it is she realizes she has to deal with that, and then she's still jumping from platform to platform, knocking people off. Like, man, just let me do my thing real quick. And Anak's not giving up while she's knocking people off. She's basically entertaining Anak while knocking other people off the platform. I want to say she got like a good 2 or 3 people, right?
Oh no, she got more than 3. She got like
that's what I'm saying.
5. She was
knocking people off them fucking platforms.
And also, while this is going on, we see Kun be that Killua, like super smart guy because he's researching everything. He's like, how is this Anak when Anak's dead? And he's just research. I love seeing Kun get on his research game and be that light bearer. I just thought that was something I need to throw in there.
Then I like the kinship. I'm with y'all, bro. I feel like it's a genuine kinship between him and Bam because like whenever he bought him the drip and everything, it felt like Killua and Gon. If Killua, you know what I'm saying? Killua's known for having the switches and drip, and Gon's known for having that one outfit. He's like Killua if Killua cared about Gon's drip. You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, son, you got them rags on. He's like, you with me. We gang, we squad. We got to look official. You know what I'm saying?
And Rack was like, bro, where's my clothes? Rack was like, where's my gear? And Kun's like, I'll get you a dog collar when we go to the pet store.
Hey, bro, that killed me too. I'm loving the whole not rivalry, but the whole relationship with those two. They kind of remind me of like a Hiei Kuwabara, kind of like, I'm gonna be an asshole to you, but that we're cool. We're on the same team, but like we gonna roast each other, and you know what I'm saying? Whenever we feel into it, it makes it feel like a genuine bond these 3 have that's specifically for them. You know what I'm saying?
As much as Dorohedoro is my favorite of 2020, and in my opinion, the best, I think Tower of God, in terms of battle anime, Tower of God is pushing. It is making the race for number 1 tougher and tougher each week.
Oh yeah, like bro, I remember last year, whenever the year was ending, we had just got hit with Vinland Saga, Demon Slayer, Promised Neverland, Attack on Titan Season 3. We got like so many whammies back to back, and then we were seeing the trailers come out for this year. We were like, man, this year's not gonna be as good as 2019, but it's gonna be solid. But bro, with Gleipnir, with Tower of God, with Dorohedoro just being the tip of the iceberg for this year, like, and we got other shit that's still going on too. That's amazing. Like how you were telling me, what was the show with Daisuke?
Oh yeah, Millionaire Detective. I really like that show.
And we got gas this year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to see what
when it comes back. If it comes back,
we're done with like season 1 of Dorohedoro, but Tower of God, I didn't know it was like 400 chapters. So just seeing it's gonna be kind of long running. It kind of gives me something to look forward to because I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and it looks like the author knows what they're doing. So I'm excited to see what they bring out of this world building and out of these character building. Like, because I'm a big guy for character development, and I love all the characters now, so I can only get more and more invested into
and I need more with the regulars because, like, I love Leroro and I love Quant. Like, I want to see more what's up with Quant Leroro, and also fuck that headmaster teacher, bro. He's doing some shady shit, and I don't think he likes Bam in the gang.
It's sus right now.
Super. Peter, anything else you want to add about these episodes?
No, like I kind of maybe not just Tower of God, but like what you were saying with like the shows for this year, that we're getting so many just new shows that we thought 2020 was going to be like whatever year, and we're getting a lot of just like, holy crap, like this show is great. So I'm really happy with like the content we're getting right now, and anime's only getting better, and Tower of God is definitely leading the way.
Yeah, we got 6 episodes left, so let's cherish them because we got 13 total, and then after that, we're getting into God of High School, and I think
right after
that one's gonna hit super hard. I'm so excited. What would y'all rate these episodes 6 and 7? I'm giving them both. I want to give 6 a 5 because I love the backstory, and I just thought that was a really great episode. 7, I'm gonna give a solid 4.6. So I got 6 is a 5, 7 is 4.6. Peter, where are you going?
I think I'm like almost identical. If I could like combine the 2 episodes, I'd say they're a 4.9. Like they were so good.
Yeah.
They gave me so much in such a little amount of time that it had everything I wanted in an episode. Like, I don't know if it's the best episode I've ever seen, but I think when it's all said and done, like, man, I think people are gonna like look back and be like, that was an amazing episode. So I'm a big fan. So like, yeah, like you said, like a 5 for 6 and like a 4.8 for 7.
I'm right there with you, Chris. Where are you rocking with 6 and 7?
I'm feeling the same. Like I really did love 6. I love 7 a little bit more because that's when you. I feel like 6 ended on the whole. It was beginning the whole.
Backstory.
The little where we're on the platforms. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't get to see the full platform fight kind of thing until the beginning of the next episode. So the next episode we see that kind of end off. We see what's her name? Endorsi like knocking buku people off the platforms and everything. I think we see that at the beginning of the next episode. So like we get a lot of action, and like Peter said, bro, we're getting like so much jam packed into this short amount of time. And I'm one of those guys that I'm big on pacing. And I feel like taking stuff a little bit too slow, it makes people lose interest. And right now it's like all gas, no breaks. And it's like we're getting whammy after whammy after whammy. We get like buku whammies in one episode. You know what I'm saying? To where it feels like you said, and then we're watching like a movie every time you watch 2 episodes back to back.
It really is, and I really love that quality about Tower of God. I'm enjoying it, man, week to week. This was a super, super great episode. Thank you, Peter, for joining us. Tell the people where they can find you on social media. Tell them where they can find your podcast. Give them the whole breakdown.
Yeah. First, thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
We're definitely gonna have to have you back as a guest host.
This was great. I honestly think you guys are probably the best anime podcast out on the scene, so I greatly appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you, brother.
Because I started listening to you guys like roughly when I started, so you guys were a huge influence of how I started my podcast as well. So I may copy some things from you. I'm sorry, but I will give you credit where it's deserved. You guys are one of the best. We are mostly on YouTube. We're now adding like visual content to our podcast, kind of like we're doing here. So you find us at What Do You Say Anime on YouTube, but we're also on Spotify, iTunes, you name it. Twitter is What Do You Say Annie? That's just What Do You Say Anime without the ME. We also have a Discord. If you guys just want to come and talk anime or manga, we got people in there all the time, just chit-chatting, whatever you want to talk about, start a conversation if you're just bored during quarantine. And our new content every other week, we're starting like a anime book club type of thing. So we're checking out animes that you probably haven't seen but are like really highly rated. So this week we are checking out the 2017 Anime of the Year winner, Made in Abyss. Ooh. So every 2 weeks, it's kind of like a thing where you can come to our Discord and talk about it, or you can just like follow along and listen to us while we check out a show every 2 weeks.
That's awesome, man. And like I told you off air, I think y'all have some great content. I really appreciate what you said, but I think y'all are doing some great stuff over there. Like that Made in Abyss book club thing is super, super dope. And like I told you off air, I think the Anime Jeopardy thing is fucking amazing. Like I absolutely love that show, and I really think y'all have something special. So y'all be sure to follow Peter. He makes amazing content. And like I said, thank you for coming, being a guest host on the show. And we're definitely gonna have to have you back because this was super, super fun.
Can I do a quick teaser?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Anime Shonen Jeopardy in the works.
That's gonna be lit.
And Lynn, if you want, your position is I'm holding one for you, so
Let's
it's all yours if you want it.
I gotta go.
You'll be seeing that in the future. As of right now, we got to focus on the book club thing, but I have been making the game, so just keep an eye out on that.
And if I win, Chrissa, you better come compete because I want to kick your ass.
I'm excited, bro. I want parts of this. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, this is amazing. 100%. Can't wait for that. Chrissa, tell the people where they can find you on social media.
At Chrissa SJE on Twitter, at Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere, you feel me? The only social media I'm not really too active on is Facebook. I'm about to start getting more active on there. But I gotta say this, bro. With this quarantining and with this time to ourselves, me and my mic have been getting personal. So I got like 3 projects coming. I might drop a Weed God Deluxe Edition. I got an album called Seinen Jump on the way. And then I got like a little EP I'm about to drop just to have some new anime songs out. I've been watching a lot of new shit that I feel like every time I watch a new anime, I feel like I've leveled up.
Oh, you gotta get some Tower of God bars in there and some Gleipnir.
I already got some Gleipnir bars on the way. Like when I drop this little EP before the Seinen Jump album, I feel like it's gonna have some gems on it. So I gotta say that. Be like Chrissa SJE, be checking in on my Spotify because we about to have a flood. this
Hell
time.
yeah. I'm super, super excited. Y'all be on the lookout for that. You can follow me at LynnBWT. Follow the Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. If you're listening to this, we have a new episode of the Bros Who Think podcast that is out by the time you guys hear this. It should be on YouTube. If not, it's on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts, but the video version will be out very, very soon. If you're a movie and comic book fan, be sure to check out Bros Who Binge. The latest episode is out on all audio versions, not on YouTube. It's all audio. That podcast is not video yet, but all audio versions are out. And just for updates on everything, be sure to check out Bros Who Think on Twitter. That's where we will update you. And me and Chrissa did the live for the first time last week in the off week. So be on the lookout for our next Instagram live where we're just chopping it up with you guys, the fans. Whatever you guys come in the live and discuss, like whatever y'all bring up, that's how we're doing it. We're not going in with any topics. We're going in just to shoot the shit with you guys, the people who support us, the people who we love. So we'll be doing that sometime next week, probably between Wednesday and Friday, because those are the prime days for when me and Chrissa can get that done. But other than that, that's all we have this week. Again, thank you, Peter, for coming on, guest host.
Thank you, guys.
And for Peter, for Chrissa, my name is Lynden. You guys have a great one. We'll talk to you in the Instagram live next week. But until then, have a good one. Be safe and peace.